Hi, everyone.
Hi there,
It's Alicia Davis
and Stacy Watson.
from Transformative Leadership Strategies and our home offices.
That's exactly right. We're at home today.
We are. And
We're at our
Stace,
respective homes today.
indeed, indeed. And so we, as always, have had really interesting conversations, and we actually got interviewed on the radio this week, Stace.
I know we'll have to share a little bit more details once we know for sure when that show will air. But it was really a fun opportunity for us to talk to a couple of folks, one of which is a client, and then the radio host, was also there about what it is that we do. And it kind of
Right,
inspired us to maybe talk a little bit about this. We come to our audience every week and we talk about different themes: trust,
yep,
engagement, how to support leaders.
communication.
Exactly. All of those things. And, we do that, and we don't even really always talk about it, but we do that from a coaching kind of methodology or a
That's right,
coaching base.
that's right.
And so when we were doing the interview yesterday, it was interesting because the interviewer was really curious about, well, now, how is this different from therapy or consulting? And it really struck
Mhm.
me, we do have that conversation from time to time, and it is really different.
It's very different, and it's, we were also actually talking to a client about it today, right? Just clarifying about so when we think about consulting, right? I think the kind of the age old consultant, and you were in corporate way longer than I was, right?
Yep.
But it's the consultant is the person that comes in and they're going to talk to people, they're going to see it all, they're going to bring their expertise, and then they're going to tell you what to do,
That's right.
right? They're going to lead
Yeah.
the charge and tell you what to do. And that's not what we do, And then
No.
when you talk about therapy, right? Therapy is often it's a process that's often more based in a healing modality where somebody is trying to work through feelings or patterns that have evolved from family dynamics or from other situations in their life, sometimes traumatic, sometimes just life, right? But they're not feeling very stable inside, so they feel like they need to kind of understand how to be themselves better,
That's
and
right.
we're not that either.
Right. Well, I can do that, but that's not what
Oh,
we
that's
do.
right, you can do that.
Yeah, that's not what we do. And the
That's not what
thing
we do.
is that both of those things you just described are really important, elements that
Hugely
can be
important.
super helpful to either organizations or individuals. And so we always are super glad to be able to refer people to people who have those like types of expertise and do that kind of work. And
Absolutely.
one of the questions that I feel like we were asked yesterday is, well, what makes what you do different? And we were saying, well, we're coaches. And then you really kind of elaborated on that in a way that I thought was kind of interesting. And I thought maybe you could share that.
What did I say? No, I think, so coaching is really about helping you access your potential.
Yes.
Right. So if we're starting from a pretty stable, kind of solid place, and we have goals or we have thoughts or we have feelings, and we're like wanting to be our best, do our best, whatever that is. Sometimes we're stuck, and sometimes we're just like, hey, I want to do even more than what I've done before. And sometimes we just need more support. Like, people reflecting back to us, and as coaches, this is what we do, right? We're asking questions that are helping people be really reflective, like holding up a mirror and saying, okay, so if this, if X, Y, and Z is super important to you, then what needs to happen to help you get to a next step towards that? Or what do you need to change, or how do you need to be, or what do you need to think about differently, right? So it really is about potential. It's really about energy, right? It's I think in the past, often, especially in organizations, and you can probably speak to this, days when coaches came in, it was often seen as, oh, somebody, the manager or somebody did something wrong,
Yeah. Right.
right? And so
Last
that's
resort. Right. Yeah.
right. and
Exactly.
that's and that is not the premise that we're coming in with, right? We're coming in with everybody's wherever they are, and we want to elevate them and the entire team and the organization, and on and on.
Yeah, I think part of what it is that we find that seems to land so solidly with our client organizations is that what we're trying to do is support people, like you said, in becoming their best selves, and the effect in the organization is exponential, right? So
Right.
as everyone is able to communicate more effectively, to slow down a little bit, to think about how they're responding instead of just reacting kind of off the cuff. Like as people start to develop those skills and strategies, the byproduct of that is a very different climate. And that's really where change happens. And that's where organizations are able to fulfill some of these sometimes really lofty objectives or goals that they have. It's by really helping their people be their best so that they
Hmm.
can achieve all of the things that they want to achieve. So it's interesting, again, it's not better. It's not, it's just different. And
Right.
I think it was really interesting that a couple of times this week we found ourselves explaining this a little bit. So we thought, why not just say it so we could at least maybe send people to this,
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right. Absolutely. So it's like, it's like when you ask a fish, if a fish could talk and you ask a fish, well, what is water? And they're like, I don't know what water is. So, right. It's like, we're just so steeped in coaching. Sometimes we forget to even talk about what it is. Right.
that's
So
right.
there we go. There's
That's
what it
it.
is.
That's it.
So thanks everybody for joining
Thank
us today
you.
and listening.
All
Talk to you
right.
soon.
Talk to
Bye
you next week.
bye.
Bye-bye.